I guess for me, to live passionately means to sort of give your all. Give a lot of you, of who you are, of what you like to do, what you love to do, what you sort of get fulfilled with.
It's simple. It means living my best life in the fullness of my identity, and being authentically myself in everything that I do without conforming to any societal or cultural expectations whatsoever.
Living passionately for me just means doing what I gotta do when I need to do it for the people that I love and care about.
But each day I want to make sure that I'm successful and happy and within it. So my whole goal is to make sure that this current day is better than the previous day, right?
So when you live passionately, you live eagerly, you're always hungry because you're always in the search of, getting there, working hard. You don't get intimidated. You don't allow things to get between you and the goals that you have set for yourself.
I live to love passionately because I love what I do. I love my family. I want to be loved as I give love, so that's sort of how I kind of go about it. It's a good feeling.
To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. And every once in a while I will reflect on that quote because I realize in order for me to live passionately, I have to let things go. And I have to be empathetic, and I have to be loving, and I think to forgive is probably the most loving thing that I can do. And it has nothing necessarily to do with the offender or the other person. To be able to forgive is all about and all for me.
I was an English major in college, and then I became interested in therapy. And so it's about dialogue, it's about talking, speaking, understanding. It's about latent content and manifest content, what's underneath what's being said. And so education provided me the opportunity to, it opened the doors for some places, but it also gave me the tools I needed to stay in the room once the door was open. And if I'm in the room, I can explore, I can find things to connect with, and I can live out my passions.
Wow. Well, the reason why I decided to push forward was because I want to be the only difference in my family. Like, I want to be the bigger change. When my parents had me, they were high school dropouts. They had nothing but, the clothes on their shoulders and, their parents to help them. And I wouldn't want to, follow that same chain. I want to, strive for the better and make a difference.
Being proud and is contagious, right? If you're happy and you are doing the work that you are called to do, it allows others to see, like, hey, I could achieve the same type of accomplishment, and he looks like he's having a good time doing it, so why not aspire to have the same greatness for myself? So I think, once you're happy and proud, it shows in your work and your speech and your mannerism and demeanor, and that is, you have people looking at you, so that's a role model effect, and I think that could be contagious and inspiring.
Well, simple. I decided to read because I grew up in a time and a place where reading wasn't valued or appreciated. And from the beginning, where I interacted with Professor Sa-Rawla Stout and Counselor Sa-Rawla Stout, we would talk about books, and a lot of the books that I read was connected to my growth as an individual. And we would just go over ideas, and it affected my growth in many, many ways because it challenged me to be a better individual. It challenged me to test my scholarship. Because again, I grew up in inner city Brownsville, Brooklyn, where, I could have easily become a product of my environment.
Why did I decide to dream big? Well, for me, there's no other option. You either dream big or you don't, right? It's either yes or no. You either do it or you don't. And for me, there was no other option other than to dream big, to live a life that is purposeful, to live a life that is passionate, because that's the only option I found in my life that I could have. I could only go, it's either yes or no, right or wrong, left or right. And I chose the route of going big.
My reason to focus as a student here was because I had 2 kids. When I was a student at Bronx Community College, I was a single mother at the time, and I had 2 young kids who also came with me to school. So a few years ago, Bronx Community College had a elementary school, PS 23 Annex. I was part of the HOPE program, which is now CUNY Edge, which is a HRA program that helped mothers like myself, single mother with kids, who were at the time on public assistance. It allowed us to come to school, educate ourselves, but also bring out our kids. So my kids also came to school with me. And they were my focus. They were the reason why I got up every morning, and what motivated me to continue. And even those days where I felt down and about to give up, I used to look at them, and I used to look at myself, and I would ask myself the question, would I want my kids to live this life?
Passionately, why did you decide to communicate?
Well, one of the main reasons why I decided to communicate was because of my grandfather, and my grandfather is a real go-getter, and the conversation that me and him had, it opened my eyes to a lot. And growing up, I wasn't always the way I am now, and he's one of the main reasons why I'm pursuing my degree now.
So safe to say that communication inspired you to pursue a college education, the communication that you had with your grandfather, and it's helping you strive to obtain that degree that you want.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Nice. Well, I want to wish you luck on your journey to, obtaining the degree, and I want to thank you for your time.
Likewise, thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
The second part of my question is, in order to live passionately, why did you decide to think positively?
But thinking positively is a good spin. When I think about thinking positively, initially when I was growing up in my early part of my life, I thought positively because I thought about myself. I thought about my person. I thought about my family. I thought about those that were closest to me. But as I grew in age and more in wisdom and really understood the spiritual aspect of things, I knew that thinking positively was more than just about me. I knew that there was something greater than myself. And part of that is just knowing that what you do not only impacts who you are as a person, but it impacts those that are around you, those that are watching you, those that are following you. We will all go through adversities in life, and I'd be lying if I said that I haven't gone through adversities in my life. Even when you're accomplished, you will go through things in life that can kind of make you doubt yourself and doubt whether or not you're doing the right thing. And I think for me, thinking positively allows me to stay the course, allows me to keep the appropriate attitude, the appropriate posture. Even though internally I might be going through things, I realize that it's really not about what I'm going through. It's really about what I have been charged to do. Again, going back to my purpose in life. I know that my purpose in life is not just for me. It's for those around me. It's those that I connect to. I've gone through some things even here recently, and when I go into people, I run into people, one of the things they always ask me is, how do you do it? And I always refer back to the fact that I realize that it's not about me, that it's about a greater person than myself. And in my sense, it's the person that I serve in Jesus Christ.
In order to live passionately, why did you decide to share?
Because sharing for me is a healing. While I've been in College Discovery, I met a classmate, and we talked about our journey and how we came to college, and during that conversation it made me feel like I wasn't alone on campus, that I had someone who I could always call, or she could call me, text me, when she's missing class or when she's just having a bad day, we always hold each other up.
Wow. So
Okay, so one time in my life that I said no that I think was really impactful was when I decided to say no to society's traditional meaning of success. And by that I mean, before coming to Bronx Community College, I went to law school and I practiced corporate law for 7 years at a very large corporate firm in New York City. And by all accounts, I was really living the definition of success as it, is traditionally defined, in the sense that I had, a big important job that was very high profile. I made a lot of money, but I wasn't happy. And it was really difficult to make the decision to say no to that and all the expectations that came behind that from society, my community, my family, and really pursue what my passion was. And that was working with students, and specifically students that are first generation students, students of color, and students that come from a background similar to mine.